this is Roger Green, host of the Surfing the NASH Tsunami podcast. This weekend, we are offering 5 conversations from episode 16, our preview of hashtag NASH Day, or International NASH Day 2023, and a discussion of why this year this event is so important. Plus, from the vault, a review episode from a previous International NASH Day coverage. In this conversation, I turn to our other panelists, Jörn Schattenberg and Pam Danagher from Terns Pharmaceuticals, and ask them about their impressions of NASH Day. Jörn talks about his first experience handing out pamphlets in downtown Mainz and some of the other things that he would like to do. This leads to a discussion of Step Up to NASH and the value of putting steps in the theme for the day. Pam Danagher and I each have suggestions about steps that might be fun to run up, after which Donna shares a couple of her favorite NASH Day panel experiences, one from Manal Abdelmalek, another from Manal Cryer. It's a fun conversation. Here at Surfing the NASH Tsunami, International NASH Day has always had a large place in our hearts and a big spot on our calendar. We met Donna there for the first time in 2020. She joined us as a co-host for a while, and we have enjoyed participating in this event and seeing it grow and flourish over time. 2023 will be no different. So sit back, listen, enjoy, learn, and when you're done, join the conversation on our LinkedIn discussion group. Let me invite Jörn or Pam to ask questions or make comments before I go on.
Jörn Schattenberg.
Just a quick comment. I feel the anticipation Donna is mentioning too. It's that bristling air where you can feel the tension is high and we're close to getting drugs approved. And thinking back of NASH, I think first one was run in 2018. I remember we put up a booth in downtown and handed out little flushy livers to educate about a silent organ pretty much. And I think that type of outreach, as Donna said it, each community by itself decides what's feasible. How can I reach someone that will then think about the liver at least once, or somebody who works with liver all the time, kind of expanding their outreach. I think that's the unique constellation. And when GLI stepped in to carry this forward, I was very pleased to have it, neutral, no commercial financial interest driving this, and really being able to move the day forward and just do things. So I've been involved in a number of them. The one with the booth in the downtown, I want to repeat this. I'm not sure I'm going to get to do it this year, but I want to do this again at one time and hand out little leaflets. And
Donna Cryer.
Well, whatever support you need to do it, we will do it. We'll send Giacomo over to set it up. But yeah, we want to leave no institution, no city behind that has an interest in doing a NASH Day event. I was really touched last year that Manal Abdelmalek told me how, newly arrived at Mayo, she wanted to be a part of NASH Day. And so she was on a chair or a ladder or something trying to put up NASH Day posters herself. So the janitorial staff quickly came to her aid, but also started asking questions about, well, what is this? And she was able to start educating, even from that position. That it is in the can-do spirit of NASH Day. We're going to give her a lot more support this year. And I know she has a fantastic event, has invited Mary Ranella, world renowned, of course, to partner with her on that event. So we are able to support her much more fully in that event. So we offer the same to you.
I'm thinking the video of Manal educating janitorial staff while standing on a ladder could have been part of the permanent collection.
I wish there was a photo of that. I think it may have inspired, even subliminally, this year's theme, which is Step Up to NASH. So she was certainly stepping up in a very real way on that ladder to make sure that her institution wasn't left out of this awareness opportunity. And so we're asking everyone to step up to NASH. One of the ways that people can do that, and as you know, through our NASH action plan, we make sure that everybody has an action that they can take, whether they're an insurance company, an employer, a pharmaceutical company, an academic clinic, a support group that wants to come together, or really anybody. I know as my personal trainer makes me do a lot of steps. So we'll film sometime very soon in the gym steps. But we've also thought about, there's some iconic steps around the world, certainly here in DC, near the monuments, or in Italy, or in Los Angeles, steps that people run up every day. We're going to be putting together, as part of our social media toolkit, calls for people to send us photos or videos of them stepping up to NASH on some of these iconic steps around the world. That is just one part of the sort of the visual theme of this.
So to be a local complete homer, before we turn to Pam, have you got a group of people running up the Rocky Steps at the Philadelphia Museum, or do I need to do that and organize friends to do it with me?
I think you need to lead that group. But that's exactly the type of thing that we were thinking of. So yes, claim the iconic steps in your city, get a group of folks together. We hope to have some groups of school children and other things. As we know, pediatric NASH is also an issue. So this is a way that anybody can be involved.
That sounds like an activity. Let me see who I can find and what I can do. And I'm sure you know who you have in Philadelphia who can help me. That's great. And,
I do. I may send you a daughter or something of mine.
That'll work. Excellent. Pam
Danagher.
Well, I want to volunteer to lead a field trip to the Spanish Steps in Rome because that's one of my favorite places. And then we can go for a lovely meal afterward. Just to add on to these comments, as Donna said very nicely, it takes a village. Donna, you mentioned a lot of the key parties. This really is going to be a huge year for NASH with the anticipated advisory committee for the first product on the 19th of May. Having a product approved will be a watershed moment for the industry, for the community, for patients. And I think we'll see a number of developments from there. And I think we have seen in other therapeutic areas where products become available in an area where there weren't available therapies. It's just a game changer. So I think this really is very exciting and really looking forward to this year and running up the steps, I guess, Donna, right?
Excellent. I look forward to it. I'll tell the team to hold a spot for it. I think as the team gets ready and we reach out to our community partners and our fabulous nursing and physician partners for ideas and ways that we can be ever more relevant, it's a really useful educational aspect to keep us as an organization, as GLI, very grounded in what does the community need? What are the challenges and barriers to best practice care in NASH in differently resourced environments? We see some place where there are free screenings available. When we went out to visit our friend Naima Corey at Arizona Liver Health, and there are people who aren't aware of that. And so how can we change that? Because the only barrier is people knowing about it. And in other places, there are barriers of mistrust or barriers of different types of physician groups or nursing groups that we've been reaching out to more often who've sort of heard about this fatty liver disease thing, but are not sure what they should be doing about it right now in the context of organizing NASH Day. It really is sort of NASH 365. We are involved and figuring out ways that we can make this relatable and relevant to every population of people. One of the exercises that we go through is what languages do we need to have NASH materials in? We'd love to be able to have them in every possible language. And frankly, our website does have Google Translate, so you can sort of do that. But we've added Vietnamese and Tagalog for this year, and my sister-in-law is going to be taking a batch of materials to the Philippines. It's really thinking how we can better understand and better meet community needs and illustrating that through NASH Day. So while it's a celebration always, I think of it too as a way that we can, particularly in the panels that we do on the state of NASH or highlighting issues of pediatric NASH or NASH in Hispanic or African American communities, or when we get global advocates together. I hope people listen to those with an ear towards, okay, here's an issue. Can I step up to help solve that issue so that at next year's NASH Day, we're reporting out on how we've come further, on how partners who were only able to do a small event can do a larger event, on people who were early in their advocacy have now got an organization around them. When I see the growth of NASH Knowledge, which incubated out of our Advanced Advocacy Academy, and everything that they're doing, not just for Pittsburgh, but that they have hundreds of patients that they now provide peer support for. That's sort of the legacy of NASH Day. So after the banners come down, social media graphics, the analytics calm a little bit. What happens after is even more important. And so as we've grown as an organization to be able to support people throughout the year, it makes each NASH Day more exciting because then we're able to report on actual results, actual growth where we've had traction in bringing NASH messages to places that they weren't weren't before, or now commonly included in places where we were ignored before. And so that's what's exciting too at this point, to be able to see the traction, to see the things that frankly people can assume will happen now where there wasn't advocacy before to assure that the things would happen. And so that's exciting. But we do need everybody.
Donna, you mentioned the social media campaigns and the hashtag NASH Day, which I think is one of the big things. It has grown over the last years. And even if that's short-lived, I think by reaching so many over social media, you really create something enduring, even through those channels. And I mean, the reach is obviously much more than we can get in several locations by putting up signs and booths. So really your team driving that social media presence of NASH Day, I think is one of the big advantages too. And the reason why it reaches so many parts of the world. So to me, that's a big thing.
They continue to, I love that my team is competitive. How could they not be? They work for me. And the communications team alone speaks 5 languages. And so they're always challenging themselves. Can they put, graphics in different languages? Can they reach out to new places and support them with materials? How many impressions? Last year it was 11.5 million NASH Day impressions on social media. So I know that they want to exceed themselves. We are already have exceeded the number of medical society and other endorsers. We've added the World Obesity Federation and both associations from Costa Rica and Cuba. This really has an opportunity to unite the whole world around NASH.
And now, back to Roger.
We hope you've enjoyed this recording. If you have any questions or comments about the content of this conversation or the entire episode, please put them in the review section of the page from which you downloaded this conversation, or send an email to questions@surfingnash.com. If you want to participate in Global Liver Institute's International NASH Day 2023, you can reach out to GLI directly or to us the same way, and we'll pass your information along. Next week, we will be celebrating Surfing the NASH Tsunami's 3rd birthday and our recent topping of 150,000 total Buzzsprout downloads. It should be a great event. We'll have interviews and old friends joining us, so you're not going to want to miss this. So till then, stay safe, surf on, and we'll see you next week for the party. Bye-bye now.